Talk with Jeff. Got a real quick story to tell you, and first of all, I'll tell you how this story inspired me. A friend of mine that I worked with for years passed away just a week or so ago, and of course whenever somebody passes away you always remember a story, and we worked together for many years, and I'll tell you this story that I remember about him. That he was a hero. This inmate and another inmate was in the dish room at our prison that I worked at, and they were fighting over a lighter. The lighter was contraband. You wasn't allowed to have a lighter while you was in prison for obvious reasons. And they were fighting over it. One of the inmates decided that nobody was going to get it, so he put the lighter, he threw the lighter down in the garbage disposal and clicked the button on at the same time the other inmate was going in to get it. Well, his arm got tangled around and all the mechanisms down there in the garbage disposal twisted his arm like a pretzel. You know, you're talking about industrial equipment here. This is the stuff you buy at Lowe's or the Home Depot. And it twisted his arm into a pretzel, cut his veins across his wrist, and he was bleeding, basically bleeding out. He was screaming for help, and his arm was still stuck inside of it. And of course, like I said, he was bleeding pretty profusely. The officer that was working that I was speaking of, that passed away, he ran in and he saw him just as the inmate freed his arm from the garbage disposal. And he had cut all of the major veins and arteries in his arm. He immediately took the inmate's arm, raised it above his head, and then stuck his hand up in his armpit and stopped the bleeding. Just like he was taught, ABC in first aid. So he was holding the pressure on the guy's arm, and I was a lieutenant at the time, and they'd called me to the chow hall for an emergency. I ran in and I saw the officer sitting there on the floor with the inmate laying on the floor with him with his arm up, trying to lean him up against the wall and trying to stop his bleeding, which he had done a very good job at it. When I walked in, I noticed that the officer he wore glasses, thank goodness, because there was blood splattered across his glasses where it had kind of, sprayed on him whenever he was trying to save the guy's life. But anyway, I just want you to know he was a hero that day. He did an excellent job. He saved the inmate's life. I hope if the inmate's out and about and can remember him, I hope that he remembers him every day that he saved his life. So anyway, that's just a quick story I wanted to share with you. And I want you to please like, subscribe, and comment on my page. And I will talk to you later. Have a great day.